Logan, what happened to your arm?
I pushed.
Hello, and welcome back to Follow. It's the 11th of May, 2024, and we have utilized our new Jeep Gladiator to trailer our Jeep JK to Hurricane, Utah for 3 days of four-wheeling and exploring. It's day one, and we have headed out to the Sand Hollow OHV area located on Sand Mountain. The lineup for today should be familiar and includes Lane and Marcia in their gray Jeep JL, Alicia, Logan, and I are back in our red Jeep JK, and Scott and Cheryl in their red Hemi-powered Jeep JK. Sand Mountain was designed as an off-highway vehicle open area in the 1999 St. George Field Office Resource Management Plan and has been a bucket list destination for off-road enthusiasts ever since. Adjacent to Sand Hollow State Park, the OHV area hosts miles of mild-to-wild trails and open riding opportunities suitable to a spectrum of off-highway vehicles. The Sand Hollow Reservoir opened to the public in 2003, making it the newest lake in Utah. There is even a Sand Hollow resort and golf course. This is the site of annually held events such as Trail Hero, Rally on the Rocks, Winter Jamboree, and the MATS Off-Road Recovery Off-Road Wrecker Games. This is our first time here, and we have chosen the West Rim Trail, which was one of the original trails developed in the area. This is a great trail to gauge your skill and test your nerve before hitting the harder trails that Sand Hollow has to offer. It is also an excellent way to test the capabilities of your vehicle. There are multiple named obstacles and plenty of unnamed as well. For those looking for harder lines, there are multiple optional obstacles and routes threaded throughout the West Rim. Here, Scott remained on the actual trail and negotiated the funnel obstacle, while Lane and I dove off into one of the optional sections.
You're gonna edit that part out, aren't you?
I love my wife. She's hilarious. So, I guess I'm busted, as she made me leave this clip in the video. I will admit, as the sole editor of these videos, I have from time to time performed what I like to call creative editing. This may or may not result in the appearance of us not struggling as much on a particular obstacle. We take our driving skills serious and are very prideful in our abilities, but it is also done to keep the flow of the video going. I'm sure she will roll her eyes at that last comment.
Don't worry, Lane. Garrett can edit this part too. Make it look like you went up on the first try.
Sorry, Lane. Alicia made me keep this clip in the video as well. There's this way too, Lane.
What's that?
There's this way too.
Yeah.
The climb Lane backed off of was incredibly steep, and the ledges made it even more difficult. This was one of those cases where, if we had to make it, we could have. However, it was early on the first day of a long trip, and there was no reason to risk breaking something, or even worse, rolling. This other way out was still extremely steep, but without the huge ledges at the bottom. Lane made it look easy, and no creative editing was required. You probably want to come right here, so you're not accidentally flopping it there.
Right.
And then this is nothing here, Lane. And you can probably do this too, but that is steep.
That's pretty darn steep.
After reaching the top of this optional section, we decided it was time to break out the hats and put on some sunscreen as we joined back up with Scott and Cheryl. As you can see, this section of the trail was rated. Cheryl did not stay in the vehicle. Speaking of trail ratings, the West Rim Trail to this point is rated a 4, but later on becomes a 6. Sand Hollow has basically the same 1 through 10 trail rating system as the Red Rock four-wheelers in Moab. Here, 1 through 3 are considered mild trails, 4 through 6 are moderate, 7 through 8 are difficult, and 8 through 10 are considered buggy trails. There's an additional rating system of 11 through 15 for extreme rear steer buggies, which is based on if the trail has ever been completed without the assistance of a winch and how many have individually completed it. These unique sandstone rock formations form the obstacle known as the toll booths. Toll Booth 1 was a separate obstacle and really did not look doable with our full-body rigs and wheelbase. We instead chose to negotiate the main row of 4, first selecting the easiest route through, which was the furthest to the right in the direction we were traveling. The entrance proved somewhat challenging, but the rest was easily traversed with our width of vehicles. Toll Booth 4, however, was extremely challenging, with the entrance requiring a very off-camber approach. Once through the first section, however, it was only a matter of navigating the tight squeeze out the other side.
Once you know the line, it's easy.
Yeah.
You just have to be really far that
I
way.
thought I could squeeze through, and then I was like, I bet I should have went over on the
Yeah.
other side.
Do you see him?
Oh, there he is. Hi, lizard.
That's a pretty big one.
Hi, little guy. Oh, we saw a big, huge
Oh, there's another one under the bush. Maybe they're friends.
Ah. We saw a big one yesterday. Lane says, oh, that's eating size.
That's eating size.
He was a lot bigger.
Kind of gnarly.
Babe, you might have to rescue me off the rock.
Okay.
Not too far past the toll booths, the West Rim Trail drops off the upper section for a quick horseshoe route, which gets you closer to the edge of the rim and provides a fun descent down and a challenging climb back out. How'd you feel about that last climb?
I felt good. I was bummed that I slipped, but it was okay. I got it.
Good job.
Thanks. Thanks for spotting me.
Staying up above is what's known as West Rim Light. We again followed the actual West Rim route, which required this vertical descent. It was beginning to get hot, and we were hungry, so we sought out this large rock feature, which fortunately was still providing some shade on the west side. We got out our chairs and enjoyed good food and great fellowship. Most enjoyable to us was the spectacular scenery and amazing views over St. George, the Warner Valley, and the surrounding mountain ranges. After lunch, we explored a few of the unique rock formations and, of course, had to be a little silly.
That's pretty cool, Alicia, but how are you going to get out?
I don't know. I'm so...
Okay, Lane, we're all packed up. Which way now? Back underway, we quickly encountered one of the named obstacles, Minio's Choice. This spot proved to be tough for both Lane and I, especially without creative editing.
Double whammied or what?
Yeah. You're just going to have to really, you're going to have to bump up over the ledges, so you're going to have to hit it, bump it pretty hard.
Not there?
Yeah. You're going to have to go from there, though.
As we continued, we were provided with numerous routes and obstacles to choose from. We did our best to stay on the actual trail as designated on the Onyx Off-Road app. However, we could not always resist investigating some of the optional lines tempting us with the promise of a rush of adrenaline. This was always to the chagrin of our wives.
That one's too steep. You shouldn't do that one. Of course, they're looking at it, figuring out how they're going to do it.
Which way are you guys going?
That way.
Not my vote.
He's the test dummy this time.
Ooh, that's a little scary.
Just prior to our completion of the last obstacle, Logan had fallen while exiting our Jeep. The laces of his hiking boots caught on the strap, which prevents the door from opening too far. Basically, he got out, but his foot remained in the Jeep. He was holding his mom's phone in one hand, and then, while trying to protect the phone, he landed awkwardly on his wrist. He immediately jumped up and stated he was fine, but as we began to watch for swelling, it was quickly determined we should probably go and get him checked out. So, we elected to cut our adventures for the day short and drove him to an urgent care facility in St. George. His medical chart stated 11-year-old youth, FOOSH. Apparently, FOOSH is an acronym for fell on outstretched hand. X-rays were taken, but no positive determination of a broken or cracked wrist could be made. As a precautionary measure, a custom splint was fashioned to hold his wrist and his arm in place until we could return home. As it would ultimately be revealed later, no serious injury occurred. Logan just had to deal with some discomfort and a bulky splint on his arm for the rest of the trip. Knowing Logan was not seriously hurt, anytime someone would slip or fall the rest of the trip, we would immediately say, "I fooshed." Later that evening, we explored an old movie set just across the interstate from our KOA accommodations. This area is the ghost town of Harrisburg, Utah, of which some of the last structures of the Mormon pioneer community still exist. Established as Harrisville in 1859, the town was flooded by the Virgin River in 1862, causing the residents to move further up Quail Creek. Later, the town's name would be changed to Harrisburg. 100 years later, the community would be resurrected as a movie set for the film They Came to Cordura. In the movie, Harrisburg doubles as a Mexican village. In the spring of 1958, crews constructed a replica hacienda out of wood framing, chicken wire, and tan stucco, complete with a plaza and fountain. Not much remains today, but it was still fun to learn about the area and its historical legacies. We have not seen the movie, but I'm sure it would be fascinating to see what these amazing landscapes looked like 66 years ago. That's a wrap on day one of our trip to the southwest corner of Utah. We were again blessed by a beautiful day, enjoying God's creation, family, and friends. Stay tuned, as we will be doing a separate video for each of the next 2 days we are here. As always, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.